Hello, friends. I am Rob. I am the creator and alter ego of OmnusI. And I'm glad that you've been paying attention to my channel, which has been in its infancy for far too long. But I thought it was only fair to give you an update since my production hasn't exactly been stellar. Right now, I'm currently working on just basically re-recording episode 1. Once I get that first one under my belt, I'm sure it'll go a lot smoother, but I'm a terrible self-editor, and after reviewing what I had recorded, I thought it was just a little too bloated and would lose the interest of the viewer. I want to put out the very best product for you, for all of my tens of fans, and hopefully we'll be able to perform a little bit more steadily as we go. Secondly, I unfortunately have caught the plague, which has kind of destroyed my voice, and I again don't want to give you less than superior product. So until my voice comes back, I'm kind of limited on what I can do. However, I am shooting for Friday at the very least to be the day that I get the proper Lair of OmnusI episode 1, the experience of the game, out for you. And I'll certainly be trying to do that. However, to make up for you a little bit, a little while ago, the thing that inspired me to put on a timetable for making Lair of OmnusI, a YouTube group, Facebook group called RPG Brigade, which I belong to now, set up this RPG question a day, and through August, every day I answered a question based on gaming. To give you something to watch, if you've followed me over from Facebook, then you've probably seen these. Fair enough. This will be the first time you'll see it stitched together with the Lair of OmnusI intro video. But I hope this tides you over for a little bit. And I do have the luxury of having those episodes that I could kind of fall back on in lean times, like now when I'm too sick to really put out a good video for you. So I hope you enjoy this. I'll be doing the very first Lair of OmnusI video on episode, which was the 1st of August of this year, 2016. Thanks for watching, and I assure you that we are moving forward, and we will have some Lair of OmnusI video up that will be new, fresh, and original, and hopefully very entertaining. Thank you. Hello, my name is OmnusI. I am the creator and soon-to-be narrator for a web series currently undergoing editing for YouTube called Lair of OmnusI. I'm here in my lair today. What's brought me out a little bit early is this question that was posed by another Facebook site called RPG Day. I thought was worthy of coming out and responding to with a short weblog. Every day through August, they're going to ask a different question relating to role-playing games, which I've been enjoying now for over a quarter of a century, so I'd like to share my insights. The first question is, real dice, dice app, diceless. How do you prefer to roll? Well, I myself have actually created a role-playing game called Dice File, so I'm certainly going to be biased on that. I have yet to find a dice app that really does a good job of replacing the feel of dice rolling around in your hands, that sound as good as dice striking the table. A little old school that way, so I'm definitely a pro dice. I'm not saying there aren't other options. Matter of fact, I've played role-playing games, Marvel Superhero Saga. The rule set uses cards, It's a great fast-paced system. The cards work perfectly for that system. Very fast-paced, very frenzied. There is some strategy to using the cards. It's a different mechanic, which, when used right, is great. It allows for simple resolution of conflict, determining success when there's a chance of failure. Obviously, there's some reward for somebody who's really good at trying something that they should be able to accomplish easily, requiring easier cards to be able to use. It's a good system. It's not a system that I enjoy using for campaigns, however, because of the reward of advancing your characters and incrementally increasing skills in almost all the games that I play. Conflict resolution can oftentimes be more easily determined with dice. It's one of the simplest methods that humans have come up with for millennia, not just centuries. Ancient Roman and Egyptian dice have been discovered. I mean, this isn't something that's new. But with polyhedrons, there's so many different games and game mechanics that use them. It's almost incomprehensible for me to take away dice from tabletop role-playing games. And of course, over the years, as I said, I've created dice file. I have probably more than my share. Collecting dice basically can start with just grabbing your first set off of the internet, off your favorite local gaming store, but eventually your personal gaming selection can get to be rather large. And if you really enjoy collecting, as I do, you eventually grow up to fish bowls full of dice, or what have you. I'm not saying I have the largest collection. I've certainly seen people with aquariums full of dice. I haven't gone that far, but not for lack of trying. Yes, I'm definitely pro dice. I don't use apps at all. I kind of have an old-timer's fear of electronics. I know how easy it is to have kind of wonky programming that can screw up the randomness of electronics. Just as much as a shaved die can subtly alter the roll of a die, or a loaded die certainly is a possibility, but I just like the feeling of a die in my hand. And for games that use mechanics that don't involve dice, they're fine. I don't use them very often, mostly for one-shots and things like that. As long as the game design is sound and the game master is good, the game will still work, but most of mine just use dice. And that's how I roll. This is OmnusI. Keep an eye out for me. It will be eventually on YouTube on Lair of OmnusI as soon as I finish editing a few episodes. And I hope this answers your question. Thank you.